if you look at the swearing-in ceremony, not even a cup of tea. I didn't complain. On my way back, I went to Pilau and had a cup of tea. So it's okay. I can manage it.
You said that the NPP didn't light firecrackers.
It actually harms animals. Dogs get all bananas.
Well, we have a new government in place, new president, new prime minister, and the whole of NPP is back to business, or is in business since they've been appointed. And from one election period, we jumped right into another election period quite fast. And we have the Executive Council member of the NPP, Attorney Harshana, Nanayakkara, with us for another episode of the CrossBow. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
My first question to you, Ms. Nanayakkara, is the National People's Power is used to being defeated, but for the first time they have come into power, they've gained victory. And how does victory feel for you all?
We feel quite happy, but also feel very humbled when you see the amount of love and trust the public placed in us. So we are very humbled by the victory, and we are honestly happy because this is one of those elections where I saw citizens are congratulating each other. So truly we have worked to bring a people's government, what they want. So quite happy, but also very well aware of the responsibilities our party has in the coming elections.
The reason why people voted for President Kumara Dissanayake, he even said it in his national address last night. He said that people wanted change, they wanted Venasa. And one thing that the people always had in mind when they voted for him was justice in terms of, crime that has been happening in the country, certain situations, just like the Easter Sunday attacks. People wanted justice for all of that was done wrong for them. And since you all came into power, yes, President went and met the Cardinal and he's taking steps to ensure that there is justice in the country. But what are your plans for the future?
Well, basically, as you understand that we are in a transition mode, and whatever we promised are not just election promises, they will be carried out. The Easter attacks will be investigated. People who squandered public money will be dealt with, but everything according to law. What we promised people was to establish rule of law, and nobody will be above the law, not even the president or any of us. So that's what people wanted. However, most of these investigations we are proceeding now will proceed as it is. As a government, what do? We make sure there's no political interference on the police department. We make sure there's no political interference with the judiciary or the Attorney General. We have to allow the state mechanism to function independently as it intended. And also we as a government will support with technology or whatever resources they need to carry out their duty. However, punishing a person and putting them in prison is up to the courthouse, not the government. Government doesn't put people inside. However, for us to do all those changes, we have already started taking some steps, but some of them need deep structural changes. Now, as you know, it's a transition government. We are running with 3 people. So this is only a caretaker government, so to speak, night watchman, just like in cricket parlance. We just play, but we make some appointments to stabilize. And after the 14th of November, that is after the election, parliamentary election, we hope to have a massive victory this time around, far bigger than what we had. And I'm sure we will be able to carry out all the promises that we gave with regard to rule of law, justice, and prosecuting people who.
So within this 5-year term of President Kumara Dissanayake, we will be able to hear answers to all of these issues, is it?
I would say within the first year.
Within the first year?
Most of it.
All right.
At least within the first year, you will see the direction we are heading. Some people ask you to wait till 2048 for change.
Yes.
We are simply saying, give us the first year, right? So you will see the direction we are heading. And then after the first year, even those who did not help us or believe us will start supporting and believing us because they know we are carrying out our promises. So while there will be certain things we can achieve under 1 year, some of them might need a little time. I'm not denying that, but
everything
it will be
within
done.
His term
Will be done.
All right.
Will be done.
Yesterday, during the President's address, once again, he said that the doors are opened. Does this mean that we will be able to expect some type of alliance with other parties?
Doors open?
Yes.
Oh my God, I didn't hear that word. All right. No, as far as I know, we were always open for alliances with the people, right? With the public, we always were in line. Okay. But whom are we going to have alliance with? That's the problem. Because we don't want to take anyone onto our place, into our place. Rather, who was responsible for destroying the country in the first place. And most of the people who crossed over to Sajid and other political parties, they first came to Pelawat and knock on our door first. We rejected them. I don't want to mention names, it's not fair, but so many did. So therefore at this 12th hour, I don't know what other alliances we can make. But yes, we are open for everything, but it is never open for corrupted individuals to come and join us. I don't think that's going to happen. But what we think, I think what we would have intended was, it's open for those citizens who didn't vote for us because of the fear-mongering that took place, you know. I mean, we got 42%, not because we were really running on 55% or even more. But, you know, remember last few days, they said the fixed deposits will be taken, Buddhism will be vanishing in this country, and that we will burn houses, kill people and things like that. So people got very fearful with all that fear-mongering. And they are now turning to us because they know the opponents misled them into getting to panic them. They say stock market will crash, on the contrary it's rising. Dalada Perar will be stopped, on rising Dalada Perar. Right? So we are doing everything and the country is so calm and quiet, a smoothest transition, not an inch of any violence whatsoever. And we also made sure we did not light firecrackers or ask people to eat keribat. We are showing from action who we are. Yeah. So therefore, when we say it's open for those citizens who did not vote us out of fear to watch us a little more, study us a little more, and try to understand that we are trying to suggest something good for the country. And I believe that call will be heard very big time. Because remember, last time there were about four TV channels working full time to misrepresent what we said. Not you guys, but there were 4. Yeah. So luckily, social media being the strongest place, we fought all misinformation, all allegations of baseless. We fought with social media. So just imagine from 3% to 43%, just the use of social media and platforms. And for that, we really thank the people and the social media users for getting our message across. And if we could bring from 3% to a 43%, I think take it to 70% is not a problem.
70%.
Not a problem.
All right, and you just mentioned, you said that the NPP didn't light firecrackers, but when
We didn't.
yes, and you all promised people change. Is this the change to have a swearing-in ceremony without much, grandeur? Is that the change you all promised?
Well, it's part of it. It's part of it because.
And how far can that go?
A lot further, because you see, we promised to change the corrupt political culture and the waste political culture. That's what we always said, right? So we thought lighting crackers was a waste. And also it actually harms animals. Dogs get all bananas. So we said nothing, not to that. And also, if you look at the swearing-in ceremony, one of the most simplest, I was there, not even a cup of tea. I didn't complain. On my way back, I went to Pilhouse and had a cup of tea. So it's okay, I can manage it, right? So what we are trying to do, I mean, not that we are saving millions of bucks by doing it, but at least we are setting the example to the people that the rulers have changed. So you also can now change. That's the example we are setting, not that we are saving millions. I mean, you saw how the vehicles came about. Not that we told them to bring the vehicles. I mean, government servants must have vehicles to work, which we don't deny, and I'm sure secretaries will give. But they just came, those are just presidential office, presence of secretariat, yeah? So if they have taken it in a legitimate fashion, why dump it in run? So some changes will happen even
without being called for.
So I believe with a little bit of support from all people, and we can carry out this country out of this mess, and we have the team to do it. And those who did not vote for us out of fear, I would invite, study us more, talk to us more, and then make up your mind to vote us. That's the message.
All right, that was our conversation with Executive Council member of the National People's Power, Attorney Harshana Nanayakkara. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.